Loki is guest starring as per usual.
Hi, Papa Room. Hi, Papa Room. Let go. Let it go.
He's in a very engaging and whiny mood today, so, or at least this evening since Adriana came home. So he may or may not interrupt us quite a bit. She had to go to the office today for the first time in a month. I did not have to go anywhere today. So you can tell how much she wants to spend time with me. Hi, Loke. Hi. What's going on? What's up, pup? Yeah, get in that cleavage. Everyone else wants to, and you're able to.
Loki. Baby, no, mommy doesn't like that.
So we got a lot of stuff to go over, but we are going to wait for some people to, like, get up on here. So we'll do our usual.
Sit.
There's not much on Craigslist to talk about this week.
Apparently Facebook really wants you to know it's Luke Owen's birthday, though.
They really want me to know that. Oh, there we go. We got some people up here. Okay, so we got Luke here. We got Minion here. So Luke, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Luke!
What? Go away.
Stop breaking things.
So I guess we don't need to do the intro then. If we've already have 2 people on here, congratulations to us. That's the fastest we've ever had 2 people. Fastest.
That's the way to spend your birthday. Listening to us.
I think that's a very good birthday gift. Listening to me. Because I'm entertaining. And you're pretty.
Oh, well, thank you. So our birthdays must be awesome.
Yes. Yes.
There's lots of good
Minion
news.
was told good news.
There's good news.
I didn't say there was good news. I said there was news.
Well, he assumed. Hi, Clark! Look at that. Look at our team of Wayward Boys showing up.
We lost Luke.
Why did we lose Luke?
I don't know.
Luke, come back! No,
No, it says he's still here. I don't know. It went down from 3 to 2.
It gets very confused.
It does get confused.
It doesn't know what to do.
I don't know if I ever actually believe what
who's
it's
actually
what
watching.
it tells me who's watching. Okay, so we're gonna skip the making fun of Craigslist people today. Other than I'm gonna mention just real quick, someone is selling a Piranha GB, which is like the knockoff spider. They want $35 for it. So yeah, that's pretty laughable. Like, that's trash. So
Still those helmets.
and then there's actually some good deals on here. So like you can get a CS2 for $1,200. It's a nice splash color, and then you can get a Empire Sniper, some pads, some V-Force, 2 carbon fiber tanks, all for $1,200 as well. So there's some good stuff on there, but that's neither here nor there. It is in fact everywhere. Wow, look how high I look. I don't know what's going on with my face there. So first thing I wanted to mention was I need to correct a statement I made last week. Last week I said at the Battle of Bunker Hill, which is really Breed's Hill, that was all accurate. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
That stuff's all correct. But what I said that was incorrect were the number of casualties. I was off on those numbers. I don't know the exact numbers. I watched a video on it. I forget exactly what the numbers were, but I do remember what the percentages were. And as far as casualties go, the British lost 45% to casualties, and the Americans lost approximately 12%. But the British still won, so there you have it. He likes the lighting. So Clark, that's number 2 that we were going to go over, just real quick. We restructured our room, changed the lighting a bit. I don't know if we might change it a little bit still. We got some nice lights for behind us here, and then changed the lighting of the room. But
Five Below Lights, not a sponsor.
But we still might change the lighting, because right now for the ceiling light, it's too dark without it, it's too bright with it, so I just have like this, I have Adriana's shawl over it just to dim it, so that may change. But
so we have romantic mood lighting for Valentine's Day, apparently.
Small news number 3, is we got a new microphone. I don't know if you guys have noticed the sound difference, but hopefully it's of a higher quality, maybe louder, and I can adjust the volume much more easily now. Seriously?
I'm playing.
So if at any point we are too quiet or too loud, let us know, and we can easily adjust the sound. How does it sound right now? Question mark.
I forgot that we had a lot of things to talk about. I didn't know if you were going to mention our room change.
I did mention the room change. It just happened.
I know it just happened. I wasn't sure. I guess a lot of things are happening.
A lot of things are happening.
A lot of things have happened and are happening.
Since last week, since our last video, many things have happened.
Many things have happened.
Some of them super exciting, some of them exciting, some of them uniquely exciting, but none of them are not exciting, which is awesome.
And one of them, me and Adriana be on the phone for 3 hours.
That is true. Adriana was on the phone for 3 hours.
I was on the phone for 3 hours.
How many hours? 3. What were you doing? You were on the phone. I'm confused. So it says there's 3 participants now. We've lost Clark. But then it says 1 watching. What is going on? This thing fails. YouTube.
You should not be dissing YouTube.
I like you, YouTube. You do so much for us. But you need to really work on your participants thing. Okay, so Minion thinks that he can guess what that one is. So please, Minion, inform us.
The one that I was on for 3 hours.
What do you believe you can guess? Go ahead and guess. I'm ready for your guess. Hey, Loke. Your whines are exceptionally heard on the interwebs now. Yeah, people can hear you whine on the line. I think that Swiss Miss should sponsor us because...
of all the hot chocolate you drink?
Yeah.
Swiss Miss.
Empire question mark. Empire what? Empire as in like we're forging an empire?
Empire as in It Strikes Back?
Or Empire as in like the paintball brand? And if it is any of those things, in what context? That is so non-specific.
Minion's gonna get me a new mini. That's what he's gonna.
Oh, Minion's getting a mini.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he just go ahead and get you the 6, really? If he's gonna get you something, he might as well get you the 6.
Well, you know. Birthday's coming up.
Her birthday is coming up, everybody, just so you guys know.
Gifts are always, you know.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Not expected.
So I'm sure Luke's sitting there thinking, I didn't get no gifts.
You being friends with us is the biggest gift we'll ever give you.
Oh, well, that's not conceited at all. So you don't want to steal our thunder. So basically what you're saying is... My thunder.
He wants you to get me 6 because that would be a grandiose gift.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still waiting on his explanation of Empire. I thought that's what he meant. I'm not getting
Maybe
rid of
he
6.
wants to...
I've got guns I gotta buy.
Also...
So I don't have time. I don't got money for that 6. We gotta buy we gotta bag my mag feds for the tournament.
Okay, but I think he just doesn't want to steal your thunder in explaining what Empire
That's what I just said, and then you said it was...
Okay, well, I thought it was something else. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Just tell...
Okay. So, Empire is incorrect in pretty much any way you could imagine. Empire has absolutely nothing to do with anything.
Again,
other than, one could argue we're forming a Dunedain Empire.
Also, again, not sponsored.
By Empire?
Yeah.
Yeah, not. I mean, but, as I mentioned, Dominion, a sponsorship by Empire would be pretty freaking awesome because then we could all get EBSs and we could all get the HUD system.
And I could get my mini.
And you could get your...
I don't need the HUD system. I already have an EBS.
You wouldn't be able to use it anyway.
So it doesn't matter.
But the rest of us could partake of it quite well.
Well, that doesn't do me any good.
I'm sorry, love. It does the rest of us good.
Well, maybe they should put it on the other side of the mask.
Okay, so news number 1 is the easiest and the one that probably most people saw coming. We have official dates for Mario scenario and for the summer camp. What, baby?
Sweetheart, I know.
Let's
We're not cuddling, but it's Wednesday. You know that Wednesday is not cuddle time.
It's not. It's not, baby.
He's very confused.
So the official day for our Mario scenario, 8-Bit Classics, is October 5. That's the 5th day of the month of October.
So first Saturday.
First Saturday. First Saturday of October.
It's gonna be a nice crisp fall day, hopefully.
Hopefully it'll be warm. At least not cold anyway, is really what we hope for. It took a while for that to lock in, but finally it has been locked. We have already a large collection of boxes.
So don't throw away any of your Amazon boxes.
No one throw away any Amazon boxes.
If you have an Amazon box, send it to us.
Give it to us in one way or another. Get me an Amazon box. Hell, I would fully accept you buying me things on Amazon and shipping them to my house. I'd be okay with that. The date for the summer camp is June 17 through 21. So I'm pretty excited about that. A-Dog's more excited about Mario. I'm more excited about the summer camp. Although, not that I'm not excited about Mario. I'm very excited about it. And not that she's not excited about the summer camp. She's very excited about that. But I think part of it is that she put more effort into the Mario scenario. She put a lot of creativity into that, writing it and such. And so she's excited to express that. It also gets her an outlet for her artistic building stuff.
My artistic building stuff.
She likes to paint and otherwise do stuff like that. So,
yes, you can be equally excited for both, Minion.
Are we going to for the summer camp? Well, you can. If I'm not going to tell you no.
This is not Disney's Bug Juice.
I can tell you there's no running water at P3, so bring your own. But like, if you want to do that, I don't think John would have an issue with it. But that's weird.
I wouldn't want to.
I'm not going to. That's not something I'm going to do.
Not necessarily because I dislike camping or P3. There's no place at P3 to camp.
Well, you could.
You could camp at the speedball field right now.
On the speedball field. You just have to take down your stuff. Like every day, you'd have to take down and put up your stuff, and that just seems annoying. But no, the summer camp, Clark, in case you have forgotten, and for anyone else who may not know, is specifically Adriana and I at P3, along with P3 and any other Junior members or anyone else for that matter, that wants to help teach young kids or even older kids. I think the ages are 7 to 17.
And the official advertisement hasn't come out. So if you do have any ideas, Jen from P3, supreme manager of all that is P3, isn't advertising, so she's gonna work on some ideas. John's gonna work on some ideas. We're gonna probably brainstorm this weekend. So if you have any ideas to bring to the table specifically for the camp, let us know.
Yes, so we're gonna teach kids. Young Golf Cart is rolling.
Alex, woo woo!
And so we're excited to just bring the sport to new kids. We've been advertising it to parties and walk-ons and everything at P3 for quite a while now. Every time one of us refs a camp, one of us refs a what are those things called? A private party, especially younger kids, people that haven't played before. We tell them, hey, keep an eye out on the Facebook and other media because we're going to have a summer camp. If you want to learn how to play, we're going to teach you. So we're pretty excited about it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for us and for them. There's not going to be much playing involved on our side, but I thoroughly enjoy sharing the sport with new people, so that should be a good time. And then Mario in October 5. A-Dog is so excited to be picked up by Alex and thrown over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes, which I still want to know, Alex, how you're going to do that because she's larger than you are. You're about 4 inches taller than he is.
Well, thank you.
Because now that being said, he may have like superpowers because he is Jesus.
He is Jesus.
He's very Jesus-esque.
He's very Jesus-esque, but
you don't have Jesus powers, or you're not 4 inches shorter than Jesus.
Can you just pretend that you have Jesus powers?
I think
There's a pond at Vietnam. He can walk on water.
that's true. There is lots of water in Vietnam. You just walk across it. And that would be pretty amazing.
I feel that you should get more points if you pick me up like a sack of potatoes.
You can't, yes, Alex, you can pick her up, even though you're smaller than her. Much like an ant can pick up a leaf that's bigger than it. It can happen. I've picked up boxes that are bigger than I am. It can happen, you know.
I'm okay with it. I want to be, he told me he was going to pick me up like a sack of potatoes, so I'm
And we're ready
prepared
for it.
I'm
We're
ready for it.
For it to happen. October 5th at P3.
In
For
Carnegie?
It's in Carnegie. For those who care, first strikes are allowed. For those who don't care, first strikes are allowed. And it is, the scenario again is a mixture of play styles between like the missions of Mission Masters and the all-day play of like an Ion or anything like that. So it's got different mixtures together.
Everything.
I never once said the end of July. That was never an option.
We mentioned the July, the weekend after Ion. Believe me.
That was middle July. End of July was never an option.
Yes, you thought we said a lot of things.
We said a lot.
And
of
a lot
things.
of dates have been discussed in the last 3 months.
But they never got placed, and other things came up competing with it. So we would pick a day. We thought we had picked a day, and then that got taken. And then we thought we had like a selection of days, and then they all got taken. Or not necessarily specifically that day, but like it was too close to something else, and people wouldn't spread their time in their mind.
You can't do it 2 weekends.
And then
in a
we
row.
had picked an official day in July. That was actually July 20th. And then that
longer
got taken. That exact day got taken. So
So.
we're now October 5. You should write this down.
We should write our next one now and be like, here, May 2020, done.
Yeah, man, there you go.
We should just pick a date now for the next one.
So more details will come out about that as we go. For Mario, before it comes up, many details about the scenario, missions, and things will all be known. We're going to publicly release much of the scenario. That way everyone kind of has an idea of what's going on, especially since it's the first that we're doing, but also the first of its kind. At least in this area, at least that we've ever partaken of or even heard of, really. There will definitely be things that are secret for the day, and no one's going to know that except for the people working, and maybe not even all of them. But
I will hold all of the knowledge, though.
But yeah, it's going to be good times. We're very excited for it, and something new. It's something new, and yeah, it's going to be a good time. So that was big news. Number 1 is official dates for both of those things. Official news number 2. This is specifically Dunedain related. The next one will be a little not Dunedain. Well, it is Dunedain related. It's just not exact. So Dunedain related number 2, or news number 2, is a new sponsor. Woo! Woo! So as I'm sure most of you know, if not all of you, we are thankfully and happily sponsored by P3. Thank you for that, by the way, P3. We love you. Pittsburgh Paintball Park has done a lot for us since we became involved with them, which hasn't been that long, honestly. It was October? November, September.
It was right after Reapers.
So September
It was a couple weeks after Reapers.
Of last year. So that's less than 6 months, right?
I thank John for allowing me to have a couch. So, without P3, we would not have my couch fund. So I appreciate that.
Right. Yes, so we're very excited about that, but everyone knows that. Or hopefully, most people know that, and we're going to keep obviously bringing it up because they're our sponsors. That's what we need to do. But now we have another one, as I'm sure you guys have seen the scrolling text in the top right above A-Dog's head. Slaughterhouse Paintball is our newest sponsor. So, hey everybody, Slaughterhouse Paintball. They're pretty awesome. Go there. Play their games. So it's run by Xavier, who is a very nice guy. He's actually been a supporter of Dunedain before I really even knew who he was. I knew him from afar. Like, if I saw him on the field, I would recognize him, but I really didn't know him that much. And then I got to know him more and realized that he had already been watching us. He already knew who we were and watched our videos and everything. So thank you for that, Xavier, by the way. Yeah, they're now sponsoring us down at Slaughterhouse. So they're in West Alexander, Pennsylvania, which is down near West Virginia, the panhandle of West Virginia. It's about an hour and 15 minutes away from us. So that would make it about an hour away from the city of Pittsburgh. That's just, he has a lot of land, but as of right now, really only has one field. I would call it a medium-sized field.
It depends on what you're all
it's a medium,
considering, like what they actually play on a given day.
Yeah.
Because we went pretty far back for that one mission.
Yeah, I would say that it's a pretty large field, but as far as the actual play area on the field, usually medium. But it's nice. He does what he can with it, and he's well on his way to making plenty of improvements. He has plans for more, which is awesome. But the sponsorship that we have now with them is
Do you want me to read the
it is official as of 2 days ago. It's been in the talks now. I'm sure we've mentioned it before. It's been in talks for a while now, but officially now we have it. He had released another sponsorship program that we looked into, and we just couldn't fulfill what he was asking. Not because what he was asking was
ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was not ridiculous at all.
It was actually a very good program for teams that are just getting started. It was great. I loved it, but it just wasn't something that we could do because we're just too far away from his field to be able to do what he wanted us to do. Not to mention the investment that we would have had to make having our own jerseys and everything. He would have wanted us to get new jerseys with his information on there, which, again, completely understandable. It just doesn't work for us. And then also he wanted a certain number of or a certain percentage of the team to be there at any given thing. We had to attend so many a year.
You also had to not just attend events, you had to practice, you had to be a full participant of the field, which is not asking a lot. I don't think by any standard stretch of the imagination it was something ridiculous. It made complete sense to me, considering what he was trying to offer teams, but we're an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
We can't attend 3 practices a month. That's too much for us. So
Well, that's a bit of he wasn't asking for 3
months.
No.
I thought he was.
But in any case, it was just too much, especially with all of our team. That's something that maybe A-Dog and I could have done. But for example, Dalton, he lives an hour and a half away from us, so he lives 3 hours away from there. So whether or not he'll even go to any events down there, that's a completely different thing. So there is that. So we just couldn't do it, and I told him that, and he said that's completely understandable. And he came out with a couple weeks later. He came out with another sponsorship, which Xavier, tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he tailored it towards us. Now is offering it to pretty much. He's offering it to other people, I'm sure, not just us, but I think he might have tailored it to us. Because we had talked about being sponsored by him before. But so he wants us to proudly represent Slaughterhouse Paintball on and off the field, both physically and by word of mouth. So, hey, guys, go to Slaughterhouse Paintball.
Also, there's moo cows there. So how can you beat a moo cow?
Yeah, actually, we didn't know this until we went there for the first time. It's called Slaughterhouse Paintball because it's also a slaughterhouse. Weird. Allow Slaughterhouse Paintball to sell one product line with your logo and or name, We've already sent him the stuff he needs for that, which is awesome. I told him that he should start producing barrel condoms with half-naked ADOG on them. I thought that they would sell very well.
And what was his response to that?
He said, "Ha ha ha, maybe."
I'm sure.
But he didn't ask for a photo.
I'm sure Dana would be real happy about that.
And then allow Slaughterhouse Paintball to use photos and/or team artwork, slogans, and likenesses in marketing online and in print. So, we're that's awesome. We have no problem with that. Absolutely, go right ahead. Now I have talked to him a little bit. I'm going to talk to him more in it. He's a little sick right now, so I'm trying to let him rest. But using more active member photos rather than associated member photos, because that has to do with if he's going to use the stuff of associated members, you'd think that they would get something out of it, but because they're not full members, they don't. So it just seems a little unfair. So I'm going to try to make sure that he uses only, or at least mostly, the majority of actual full members rather than associated players. Now, if they're in group photos, there's nothing I can do about that. But when it comes to individuals, like he can use an individual of me, he can use an individual of Minion, but he can't use an individual of Taters, or he can't use an individual of Jake from State Farm. Just because they wouldn't get anything out of it, so it's not fair for him to use
Taters.
Yeah, I mean, she lives in a different
she
state
lives in
now,
Oklahoma or Texas.
And Minion, does he need any of your stuff? I don't know. Ask him. Maybe.
And now with sponsorships, with us having a sponsorship, Minion, not that you were never free to do this now, but now you have that relationship. You can personally just sit down with him and talk about your scenario ideas and hear what he has to say and do what you got to do with him.
Okay, so what are we going to get out of it? Much the same as P3. I will say one big thing that actually Slaughterhouse has over P3, and this is partly our fault, it's more defined what we get from Slaughterhouse than it is from P3. Then there's a bunch of reasons for that. One is that with P3, ADOG and I also both work there. So, like, we get stuff for working there, and then we get stuff for Dunedain. And it's, like, it clouds in my mind, and I'm not quite sure which one's which. And I don't think that John has defined it in his mind either.
I don't think John defines really anything.
It's actually, it's always a surprise when we brought Minion for the first time. Originally, what we had thought out was that for scenarios, we would share the videos and everything and shout out P3, and then we would get into scenarios for free, or events for free. And then Minion showed up with us one day and was given a membership card for free. I was like, oh, okay. He gets to play for free. Okay.
But, so perks include 10% discount on retail price store-wide, including paint. 20% payouts from profit of each order sold under team name. Profits distributed monthly or annually, whichever is agreed upon. 1 free team practice per year. Non-registered members in attendance other than prospects may be subject to fees. And 1 free team tryout or meeting per year.
Right. So, what are we gonna, what's Dunedain actually gonna get out of that? Well, the discount on paint, 10% off, is great. That's what I foresee us using most. At least the two of us, certainly. Just because of the fact that P3 is so much closer, we go there more as far as buying equipment. And then, because we're employees of there, we get more stuff too. Now, but the 20% payout from anything sold under our team name, that is awesome. I don't know if anything actually is going to sell with our name / symbol on there.
I'm sure if you get a half-naked photo of me somewhere,
I bet that would probably sell. But yeah, I mean, if it does, that's awesome. That's it's nice to know people care about us enough to buy our stuff.
That's something that we, outside of the YouTube channel, needs to discuss as
A team?
As a team.
I agree. That's
Because
something
if-
that the team and Xavier and us will
Yeah.
discuss. But my point is, I don't know. The reason I consider the 10% off paint higher in importance for us is just because I don't know of anyone that is going to buy our stuff. Maybe
You're a
there
pretty
are
good-looking
people.
man.
Well,
doesn't
thank
want
you,
a dick?
Alex. He said he'll buy stuff if he ever goes. Speaking of which, Alex, by the way, I was talking to you a little bit about the MagFed MagFed tournament. That is at Slaughterhouse, so just so you know.
But the way we get most recognized, besides our actual that people look to us, they're like, Dunedain, Lord of the Rings. So Lord of the Ring fans, I'm sure they would buy our stuff.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, if people do, that's awesome, and I'm really excited about it. But I don't know of anyone that cares enough about us to spend money on us. If it happens, great, cool.
Your parents care enough about us to spend
That's true.
money.
One free team practice per year. So that's cool. That's really awesome that he offers that to us. I don't know if we'll use it, not because it's not cool, not because it's not nice, just because he is an hour and a half away from us, let alone other people.
Clark wants to go camping. We could go camp
That's
down in
true.
West Virginia.
Clark, we could go we could go Clarking. We could go camping down at Slaughterhouse. That actually, he has room for it, and now it actually work out really
There you
well.
go.
So if you want to go camping somewhere.
I'm funny.
The tournament is May 20? Hold on, let me look it up. I got this.
May 19th.
I don't got this.
Yes, you do. It's May 19th.
It is May 19th.
What would you do without me?
I don't know what I would do without you. Touch myself a lot more than I do. Because I'd have no one to do it for me. Speaking of which, guys, so Minion, I assume you're in on that, but A-Dog and I are going to be getting MagFed guns specifically for this tournament, which is why I can't afford to buy the 6 right now. We need 2 other MagFed guys, so work that out amongst yourselves. Like maybe Minion, if you want to use your Tipex the whole time and lend your TMC to somebody, I don't know. We'll have a team meeting about it. We should arrange that. But anyway, the last thing is the one free team tryout or meeting per year. Again, that's awesome that he's offering his field up for us to use. It's just I don't think we'll partake of it again for the same reason of he's just too far away for us to partake of that. But again, thank you very much for offering your field for such things. And then there's conditions. Don't be a dick. And that's kind of what it falls to. But so we're very excited about that. It is definitely laid out more comprehensively than our P3 sponsorship, which I think John just kind of decides what he wants to do for us any given day.
But I don't think Xavier wants to start sponsoring people to bring people and revenue to the field, where John didn't approach us with sponsorships. We walked up and said, "Hey, can we talk to you about something?"
That's true.
So he didn't have something laid out. Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes in John's brain.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on in John's brain.
But we're very, very appreciative to both fields and all the people that not only own the fields but work there. So, so Pittsburgh Paintball Park and Slaughterhouse Paintball, thank you so much for your support, and we're gonna do our best to continue to support you guys. Hopefully, I feel like he thinks so, but I think Xavier feels that we already support him before our sponsorship. I certainly tried to.
I think he's doing a ballsy thing. And if you are listening, Xavier, he's a young kid trying to make people love something he loves. And paintball parks aren't easy.
I imagine not.
You have to have land. You have to bring people to the land. You have to have a niche, or something to bring those people to the
Pronounced niche.
niche. And you gotta buy a lot of paint.
Ugh.
And you have to buy
You want
rental equipment. So it can't be easy for him. And the fact that he's trying to do it and trying to bring the Pittsburgh, Ohio, West Virginia area all together is good for you.
It's very exciting. Yes. So.
It is.
But anyway, so yeah, I think he already feels that we supported him, but hopefully we can continue to do that. Maybe even more so now. Well, hopefully more so now. We're officially getting something out of it. So I would not feel right if we didn't do more than we already had been doing. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Thank you guys. Does anyone that's watching or listening have any questions, comments, anything about those two pieces of news? Or even the little pieces of news, like the new microphone. How's the volume, guys? Probably hearing me play with a dog more than you really want to.
Xavier appreciates it.
What, playing with the dog?
Yeah. He's got his own pup. He knows how it is.
Yeah.
We got 6 people watching us.
Rufio's pretty cute.
Rufio is pretty cute. Yeah.
And this sponsorship is going to bring them together so much more.
Yeah.
Are you excited to play with Rufio? He's your favorite, huh?
And that moo cow.
And that moo cow.
He got
loved
so
that
excited.
cow.
He got so excited.
He loved that cow.
He did love that cow. That poor cow. Yeah, poor cow.
All right, so AJ, welcome to joining us.
Hi, AJ.
Minion said, much love towards Slaughterhouse. Thank you, Xavier, for all who work there. So yeah, he just kind of mirrored what we said, but it's genuine, and I'm sure, I have no doubt in my mind that he means it fully. So now, the last piece of news that we wanted to go over, or at least the last big thing that we wanted to go over was, as I'm sure you can see above A-Dog's head, is Danger Man. So, what?
No, go ahead. You tell me.
Can what?
I was going to ask if I can tell the story, but you go tell it.
Well, I'm not going to tell the story. I'm just going to mention what it is. But if you want to start with the story.
So, Dan here, we follow Danger Man on...
Well, first let me get some background about who Danger Man is.
Yes.
In case anyone doesn't know, Danger Man, Lars... Is it Hensley?
It's Hensley.
Hensley, I don't know. I'm terrible with pronunciations and names. But in any case, I'm sure most of you know him as Danger Man. He's a YouTuber, paintballer. He actually was a professional... He was a professional speedballer at one point. And he's an inline skater and a couple other things.
He does a lot of things.
He does. He's a very active person. But he's like very famous or well known for playing paintball without a shirt on all the time. Which, if you're his age and like are as fit as he is, like play without a shirt.
You'd be you just not know.
Go for it. But yeah, you might know him from that. But he's
sponsors him.
Yeah,
again.
he's fairly well known in the paintball YouTube community. And yeah, so that's who he is. Go ahead and tell your story.
Okay. So on one of his posts on Instagram, which we follow, it said, "Are you a writer? Do you want to review paintball gear?" And this lovely man over here so desperately wanted to do this, to write reviews. You couldn't get free stuff out of it based on what the commercial essentially said. And it said, "Contact office." And when you go to DangermanLayer.com's website, it just says "call office now," and you press it and it directly goes into your phone with the number, so all you have to do is press call and you call the office. And then so this lovely, very confident man over here was like, "Hey dog, I'm scared." I was like, he's like, "Will you call him for me?" So this crazy lady right here calls Danger Man, and I leave a message of how I'm referencing your Instagram post. Can you call me back? The man calls me back. I'm on the phone with him, no joke, for 2 hours and 58 minutes. An hour and a half of that was basically hearing his entire life story, because everybody seems to want to tell me their entire life stories. He's a very interesting man. We had a very nice conversation. I already invited him to dinner. And to
she
the,
does that. She does that.
he told me some things, and I was like, well, if you're ever in the Pittsburgh area, you just come to my house, and I will cook you a good home-cooked Italian meal. Then, like, another hour was explaining how to write reviews and post them on his site, because he's not just a paintballer, he's not just an inline skater, he is a web designer, and he takes his job very seriously. And there was a lot of technical difficulties while trying to sign up for everything and sign up for me and then sign up for Dan on the phone for 2 hours and 58 minutes. Dan called me twice during that time, and I wasn't able to talk to him. I don't know how you felt when I ignored you twice.
I just assumed you were working, and she wasn't. But so that's very exciting. So this isn't the one that's not directly Dunedain related, because it's not Dunedain that's now partnering with Danger Man. It's A-Dog and I specifically, but that does by extension include all of Dunedain, because our YouTube and our Instagram and our Patreon and everything, it's all linked to our profiles on there, and part of the partnership is, so we write reviews for him and get traffic, and people come to read the reviews and everything, and part of what we're supposed to get out of it is increased traffic with our stuff, which isn't just the two of us, it's us as a team.
He also, because I talked about our YouTube channel and what our YouTube channel is about, he offered right off the bat, without even like Googling or trying to find what our YouTube channel was, automatically he's like, we'll do a podcast with you guys, and I'm going to help your channel grow. Because I told him that one of the goals was to get us 100 subscribers, and he was just like, yeah, absolutely. A lot of people they give you empty promises. I don't feel that there's one empty promise in this man's vocabulary, actually. I think he's a very decent human being. He wants the sport to capture the hearts of everyone. He wants to have you understand the sport, but also just go out and have a good time. I feel he's very genuine. He doesn't, I think of himself as having fanboys and having people actually like give a crap about him. He was very down to earth and genuine during our conversation. And the fact that he just talked to me about a lot of stuff that you probably shouldn't be telling people that you just met. And I don't say that because I didn't care, because I did at the end of the conversation. Like, I genuinely care about him now. He doesn't have any empty promises. We invited him to Mario's scenario, and he was like, I can't say that I can make it. If I can, then I'm going to make it work, but I can't promise you that at this time, and I'm not going to. So there was no empty promises, but he seemed very genuine in giving a crap about us.
Which is terribly exciting. So, and Danger Man is one of the the YouTubers that I do and always have watched. There's the big ones, and he's one of them. So it's nice to. He actually, we are on a first name basis with him now, so that's pretty cool. But so, go to dangermanslair.com and.
If you do /team, you see all of us.
We're beautiful. You can read.
We're adorable.
You can read who we are and see our pictures. We're up there officially as editors now, and you just preemptively created my first review. It's pending. Like, he has to review it and make sure it's good and everything. It's my first one, so there probably are a few things wrong with it. So it won't be released yet, but it's done on my end. And it'll be coming out soon, so that'll be exciting.
And when you read my bio, I did not write it, Daniel did. And also, we were discussing what your tag is, essentially. So what you want to write about. Do you want to do event reviews, product reviews, articles? And my niche is that I'm a
It's pronounced niche.
niche. That I am a tiny woman on a field full of big, ballsy men. And he was like, okay, well, if you're going to do that, because I didn't want to write an article that wasn't going to make sense to his crowd. He's like, I'm just going to give you a section where you're going to be the lead editor for women paintballers. And I was like, you haven't read anything that I've written. In my mind, I was like, what are you even thinking? But okay.
What, Lo?
He's very excited about my gesticulations.
Well, your gesticulating is very exciting.
Go get it.
It's very stimulating.
Go get it.
What's up, Lo?
You want a cheese stick, don't you?
Yeah. Who doesn't want a cheese stick?
So,
Everyone wants cheese sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the newest thing that's happening, which happened incredibly fast. I can't still comprehend how quickly it happened.
You weren't on the phone for 2 hours. It was not quick.
I don't mean quick as in hours.
I understand.
I mean quick as in like you called him that morning, and then by the next day we were signed up, had bios up and integrated into the site, and it was crazy fast in my opinion, and which is awesome.
The reason it was crazy fast is because he's been playing for a very long time, and it wasn't one to showboat or try to make money off of the talent he has in web design, in paintball, in all of that, and now he has some time, and he's trying to make a go of it by getting paid to do something he loves. So I think it wasn't necessary. I think we just called at the right time where this is his main focus and he wants to get it done and he wants to make his website the best because that's what his main focus is right now.
I don't know. Whatever the reason.
Because let me tell you, we talked to him about 4 times on Tuesday. It wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. It was the day before. On Monday. And the man does not sleep, apparently. When I first called and I left a message, he was like, I'm sorry I missed your call. I was taking a nap. And I was like, that's legitimate. He was like, yeah, I've slept like 2 hours in the last 48 hours. And I was like, my call is not important. You need to sleep.
True that. He needs to sleep. But so hopefully you'll be seeing our stuff shortly on Danger Man's Lair. So go check them out. They'll be up soon-ish. I don't know exactly when.
He does it pretty fast once you do pending review, because that pump article was pending review on Monday and it's now published.
Right.
So in probably unless there's big changes he wants you to make, it'll probably be up.
Which there could be, because like I said, it is my first one, so there could be big sweeping changes that need done. I don't know.
I think for your first article was pretty good.
For my first article, I'm sure it was pretty good. That doesn't mean there's not going to be things that need change.
He's...
Minion found our profiles.
Aren't we cute, Minion? He definitely wants the best from you, and he does push you, and he's very articulate in what he wants. He explains it pretty well, as long as you have a reference guide to what he's talking about. He did a very good job.
Hey,
because then I had to try to tell Dan exactly how everything worked with the WordPress to write the article.
Loki, that bottle still has stuff in it. You can have it when it's empty.
You can have it when it's done, baby. Have it when it's done. I'll give it to you, baby. You have to wait, though.
So that's pretty exciting. So we're very excited about all the things that are happening. And that's why we said we had a lot to go over. New things are happening, and it's awesome. So, do you have anything else?
I don't think so. That was a lot.
I feel like that was a lot of information.
The Danger Man was a lot of information.
There's a lot of information, and we went over it pretty quickly because that hasn't even been an hour yet. So good job to us, I guess.
We don't want to
I think we rushed because we wanted to make sure we announced it all. And now next week we're not gonna have anything to talk about.
Sweetheart, you can have this when it's empty. You can have it when it's empty.
But does anyone have anything they want to talk about? Because we made all of our announcements, so
We did. We made.
we
all-
open the floor
So
to everybody.
you know,
So
for next week,
yeah.
think about. I'm giving you all homework assignments.
Oh dear.
Think about some ideas to advertise for the camp, or Mario for that matter, but more so the camp. We already have a logo for Mario. That poster should be. I'm hoping that poster comes out soon.
I can certainly ask him. I would recommend. Well, no, I'll ask him next time I talk to him. The question was if he wants anyone to write about playing paper with a disability, and that is
Define disability.
That is something that could be interesting.
Didn't you have a person on that private party you refed that he was partially blind, or he was fully blind in one eye?
Yeah, his one eye was completely blind. Yeah.
Loki.
So that
Loki.
I'll certainly ask him about it. Or
Stop.
hey Lars, if you watch this, Minion wants to know if you need anyone to write about playing paintball with us with a disability.
But define disability, because technically I have a disability.
Technically, you do. He has hemophilia, which can cause joint bleeds. Obviously. I actually knew that. I didn't know the name of
No,
it.
I
but
knew
that.
he had.
Loki, stop.
Didn't
it.
you get hit by a car when you were like 5, Minion, and something happened because of that? Didn't you like bust up your spine?
Something along those lines.
Just don't die, Minion. You're not allowed to.
That as well. That also. So yeah, I'll ask him. Anything else? Anybody have any other stuff? AJ Slays, he's always got questions. He's always got questions.
Who always has
AJ Slays. I assume his name is AJ.
What if it's Anthony
Speaking of
James?
which, it could be Anthony James. I don't know.
And that's like his full name instead of him.
Speaking of which, I actually went back and watched some of your videos recently, which I'm sure you noticed because I commented. And then I went and found the footage I had from, because we were on opposite teams on the one speedball game. And I don't think we saw each other once during that entire game, which is weird because the speedball field's not that big, right? But watching your footage and watching my footage, I don't see me on yours and I don't see you on mine. So I don't know how we managed to do that, but we did. So there you have it.
Ow, Loki, that hurt.
He's playing.
I know, but he was scratching.
He's playing for your bottle again, which, Loki, still, this bottle's not for you yet. It's not yet empty. Well, it would appear that no one has anything that they want to talk about, which is fine, whatever. I don't want to tell you guys anything anyway. I don't want to give you my opinion. I don't want to tell you stuff. I don't want to talk no mo.
We're at an hour. Almost an hour.
It's not quite an hour. Calm down.
I had a long day.
Slow your roll. Because your roll is going too fast. Alex is allergic to pollen. I'm not sure that qualifies as a disability.
Loki, no.
Well, and Eric, that's fine. It is a lot. That's true. That's why I went over it. And that's why we're excited about all the things. But no one else is saying anything either. Clark has said one thing the whole time. No, 2 things. He said 2 things the whole time. No, I guess he said a couple of things here.
He probably just said hey and then he left.
No, he said a few things down there. And then Luke legitimately said 2 things. That's it.
Because he wanted you to know he was on and paying attention.
Now, Jake from State Farm is in Hawaii, so like I'm not gonna fault him for not watching.
That's legitimate.
He's got Hawaiian things going on.
There's a lot of fun Hawaiian things.
There are a lot of Hawaiian things. Minion says he will make signs and hang them around the school to promote the paintball camp. That's a good idea.
Or Mario.
Add Mario. Do both. But the paintball camp is a little bit more probably, well, it's probably a little more geared towards the school rather than Mario because it's for people who haven't played or have played little and want to get into it, as opposed to Mario is more
We should make those
probably more advanced in
those
that.
tabby things that hang
Those
in a library.
tabby.
So like you know how when
Lost
before-
cat, and then you have the
Yeah.
things you can rip
We
off.
should just
And
put-
what's that? Like, what are you gonna put on there? The phone number for P3 or what?
my phone.
Your phone number.
Yes, so they can call and register through me, and then I'll tell P3.
Okay.
Or they can call P3, obviously, but you stick them in the libraries.
Stick them in the libraries.
We
You
have
heard it.
like
From the horse's mouth.
we have 3 libraries in a 10-minute radius. We have that Northwood one.
Who goes to libraries?
Everybody goes to libraries, and
When
they
was the
should.
last time you were in a library?
When we went to trivia, which was awesome. Actually,
Okay.
the trivia.
So
was
besides trivia, which you did not rent a book from, when was the last time you were in a library?
when I went to go play mini golf.
And we didn't rent a book there either. So when was the last time, besides those two things?
There are so many people who go to libraries, though.
Are they?
I don't know. But okay, so the supermarket.
Alex, I think I know what I'm gonna get her. Maybe what I'm gonna get me. But yes, I will definitely message you because advice is always welcome when it comes to things I don't know too much about. Basically, I'm looking for cheap, but definitely needs to fire first strike because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right.
And it needs to be tiny.
And yeah, for her it needs to be small and light because she
But
can't
not a
handle.
pistol.
So I was looking at AR, or not an AR, a T15 based off the AR-15. For myself, it's just too big for her. She can't.
But
It's too
the
heavy. The gun is bigger than she is.
PMR, PDR, PWR.
It's PDW. The
That-
T15 PDW
No,
was smaller, so
you
she might
have,
be used now.
You have that bottle now.
But yeah, so I guess that's it for the night. That was our exciting pieces of news. And next week, I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. We told it all this week.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. At some point in the near future, I do need to have that, LARPing discussion. Maybe we'll do that next week.
Okay.
How paintball is just LARPing.
Yeah.
So anyone who disagrees with me on that, you are wrong. But have your argument ready for next week, and we'll discuss why or why not paintball is LARPing. So, so good night, guys, and see you next week.